Okay, so I would like you to go to the same groups that you were in before. So group 1, you're going to get, you're going to have the introduction, group 1. 1 and 2, you're going to have introductions, 1 and 2, okay? And this is what your table is going to look like, okay? 1 and 2. Only use the introductions of the 2 articles and use only this table, okay? Okay, groups 1 and 2? Yeah, okay. Groups 3 and 4, you're going to compare methods, 3 and 4. So this is the table you're going to use. Please ignore the other tables. Only use the methods tables. This is 3 and 4, okay? In groups 5 and 6, you're going to compare results and findings, okay? So please, groups 5 and 6, only use this table. This table, okay? Ignore the other tables. In groups 7 and 8, you're going to compare the discussion section, okay? Discussion section. And please only use this table, okay? In groups 9 and 10, go back. You're going to start with the introduction again, okay? So we're going to have 4 groups doing introduction. Groups 9 and 10, introduction, okay? Any questions? No, and Marcella and I will move around and help you guys out.
I passed articles. I gave each group 2 articles. So if you have more than 2, give them to a group that doesn't have any, because some groups don't. There's one right here. So two sets of documents per group. You have one right there.
Just a piece of advice: your group can split jobs. You can pull the articles from the handout, and you can say half of the group is going to look at the elements of the proceedings article, the other half is going to look at the journal article, and then you put it all together on in the table at the end. You can do that to expedite. I'm going to give you. I'm going to check back with you in about 20 minutes. Okay? 20 minutes. So I'm getting some questions. I think it's good to clarify to everyone. People are asking me, what's the difference between a proceedings article and a journal article? When you go to a conference to present some research that you have done, you can write a small report, like a short report, like a 3 to 5 page report. It's a very short report of your research. That's called a proceedings. Okay? And it's not very hard to get published. You need to write and you need to revise, you need to get it checked, and most likely you're going to be accepted, because that's not going to come out in an international journal. It's going to come out in a little book that they give you after the conference. Now, if you want to publish in an international journal, you have to write a full paper, a full article. Okay? And that's usually a longer article, more detailed and more complex, right? So we are comparing the two of them, because those many writers, when they start writing, they write a proceedings article first, because they go to a conference or two, and they publish something very short. When you have done a few proceedings articles, then okay, I need to get published in a national or international article. Then they go and they try to write a full journal paper. Okay, does that make sense? So one is sort of like an initial. A report, and the other one is a full article. Okay? Is that clear? Good. All right. Thank you. Can we finish the table in 10 more minutes? 10 minutes for the table? Yeah? So I'm going to check back in 10 minutes for your table. Your table only. Table only. Right, if I could have everybody's attention, please. I know your groups are working. If you can stop what you're doing and look at me for a minute. I know you're not 100% done, but because there are many groups working on the same section, some groups have covered a few aspects and other groups have covered other aspects. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to join groups. And instead of writing your checklist on this small piece of paper that I gave you, I'm going to give you a poster. And you're going to do something like that, okay? Because then you can present and people can take pictures. So I'm going to put groups 1 and 2 together because you have the same section. Groups 3 and 4 together. 5 and 6 together. 7 and 8 together. And 9 and 10 together. And you're going to compare your journal tables as much as you have gone to fill in that table, okay? As much as you have done to fill in that table. And you're going to look at your information on the journal part of the table and turn that information into recommendations for what people should have in that section of their paper. Does that make sense? But 2 groups are going to produce 1 checklist together because I think it's more productive. And it gives you a chance to compare your results with the results of another group. Okay? So, you're going to work together. Which groups are going to work together? 1N, 3N, 5N, 7N, 9N. What are you going to do? Compare what? But which part of the table? The proceedings of the journal? The journal part. And you're going to produce 1 checklist of recommendations for writers when they write that section. Okay? Right? And I'm going to give you about 10 to 15 minutes for this. Okay? All right, thank you. So groups 1 and 2, if we could have you meet on this side. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 can meet on this side. 5 and 6, 7 and 8 on this side. 9 and 10 can meet in the back.
So you're all making a checklist like this, but for different sections. This one is for the abstract. You have different elements that you should include in the abstract. So the abstract is written in a single paragraph. The methods include blah, blah, blah. So depending on the section you have, you're doing the introduction. What should the introduction include for a journal article? And same for each section. Okay, we're kind of running out of time here, so what we're going to do now is we're going to get 2 people from each group to come up here with the poster. If you didn't finish, it's fine. If you only have 1 or 2 elements in your checklist, it's fine. You can keep working on it later on at home. But we need 2 people from each group with the poster to come up here, and then everyone else just sit back down on the seats here, right here. So 2 people from each group, wrap up your last sentence, come up here now. So from here. You done? You guys are done? 2 people. So one person's gonna hold the poster and one person's gonna read the results. So you can come. You guys are ready? Are you guys ready? We don't have time. Just even if it's not. So from up there, we need 2 people. From your group, 2 people. Come up here, please. Okay, and come back down here to sit and watch your class, your friends present. Fabio, send them down here. 2 people from this group, can you come? Just come with the poster, please. Come up there. Okay, come down here. We want to see what you have. Okay, so come. Let's start with you. What happened to you? No. Okay, so this is what you have in your posters. Come up here with your poster. 2 people per group, please. Come on stage, yeah. Great job. You did great. Even if it's not complete, it doesn't matter. You can complete it later. You can just show us some of the elements that you think you should include. So come all the way. It's okay. It's okay. Come on. Yeah. No. You're going to hold it. So come up here.
Come all the way down, all the way down.
Come this way.
Good, just stand next to it.
Very good. Don't be shy. Come down here. Come down here. Yeah. Okay, great. So we have the abstract checklist down there. And we have the descriptors. So the abstract is written a single paragraph. The abstract uses verb tenses appropriately. The reporting verbs, all of those things. So we're going to look at each part. So for the abstract is there, then the introduction. Who had the introduction? You guys. So I'm going to give you the microphone, and you're going to tell us what you included in your checklist.
Okay. So it's our turn from Group 1 and Group 2. Thank you. So in introduction, what we put is in the first row is about introduction is written in several paragraphs, which is includes from the problems and definition and also previous findings, whether it's only report and comparison studies and also some findings in the world and also in Indonesian context. And then it's closed by why this research is so important and why we have to do this research. That's for the first row. And then verb tenses, normally it's used present and past, which is the present is for the problems and the importance of why we're doing this research, and the past is for the previous findings and studies. And then the third one is reporting verb is mostly used in introduction, especially in the previous findings and report and everything. And for the fourth one is talking about citations is around 16 citations is being used from from 1987 until the new one is until 2012.
Lots
and
of citations.
The comments is actually no comments. The comments is actually this introduction is including all the previous finding which is needed, which is very important for methods and for the finding and discussion. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Let's give them a hand. Okay, so introduction. Then the